Hello guys, and welcome back to another Doodleman86 video. Thank you for watching. Today, I am not reviewing a game. You can always wait today, tomorrow, a day, a week, a month, a year. I'm not going to have you guys wait a year though, that's a little too long. And today I am reviewing my first ever figure, the Critters by Monstarz. You can go to Amok Time right now and get the figure. They are still making figures, which is pretty cool. But I mean, it's a pretty good figure. Made by Monstarz. There's a version 0.1, which is the one I have today. And there's version 0.2. But version 0.1 to me looks like an alien. Something I'd see in outer space. Version 0.2 on the other hand looks like something that I'd see in a barn that would still kill either way. If you looked at the images and you see, to me it looks like the version 0.2 is a bit more detailed, but this one too is detailed and excellent. So, in celebration of the first figure, I will mark this date. So I will go over the box because some people like to actually put their stuff in their boxes and display them like a Funko Pop. But I'm not that type of guy, so I'm not going to keep him inside the box for the rest of his life. So it says Critters right there, with a little critter right here smiling at me with that giant mouth. And we have the farm alongside the house, which is pretty cool. And it's the same thing on this side. It says Critters with the display. It's like a little window, which reminds me a lot of a Funko Pop. The display, how big he is, the eyes. Maybe I can show it in a little bit, but yeah, he does remind me a lot of a Funko Pop. They should make a Funko Pop for Critters though. They could also make the Browns family. On the back it says Critters with just this critter and a lot of white space. That's a lot of space. Reminds me of those YouTubers who animate and they have complete white backgrounds. I have no problems with that though. And to the left of the box we have the Critter poster for the VHS cover. It says, "They eat so fast you won't have time to scream." Oh my goodness, I just realized he has a bunch of toes. Whoa. That's kind of funny, isn't it? It's pretty cool though. I love the poster. I just love how the family's in the background and this one critter is just staring at you in the dark. It'd be creepy to have a bunch of critters in the farm though, if they were just hiding in the grass. Then we have a ginormous critter face on the top of the box, which is too cool. And on the bottom it says Monstarz in association with Show Films presents Critters. Creatures designed by Kyoto Brothers Productions. Critters is a vinyl, hairy, hungry space alien replica for adults 18 and up. And there it is, Monstarz. Even if it's not a toy, you can still have it on your shelf. And if you're going to play with it, just be very careful and gentle. The version 0.2 box is exactly the same, but instead of blue, it's red, and instead of white, it's black. And that's why I kind of like the box. And I will proceed to open it now and show you what the figure really is about. See, this reminds me a lot of a Funko Pop. You open the lid on the top of the box, and you move the two little panels that are right on the side. Ta-da! You finish. I'm gonna pull the critter out. I took him out of the little plastic container he was stuck in, just because I feel like it was squishing him under there. So anyway, here he is. He's a medium-sized fella, like not that large. Hold on, let me get my ruler out. He is approximately, he's 5.5 inches, which converts into 10 to 11 inches tall, halfway there. And he really reminds me of a Funko Pop. And let me compare it to some of my average size Funko Pop. Rockstar Foxy, because FNAF was a thing, and it's still a thing, and it's still going on. But I'm pretty... Whoa, the critter's actually bigger than Rockstar Foxy. Whoa. He's pretty big, actually. But, if you can't tell, he's pretty much more detailed than Foxy. So, get your pirate out of here and move along. And anyway, going back to the critter, the first thing you're gonna notice out of the two critters is their fur, which is really furry. And not those type of furries, I'm sorry. Anyway, the hair is pretty smooth. It kind of reminds me of Barbie hair, like Barbie doll hairs. And it's really posable, actually. If you wanted to, you can have him look like a crazy deranged animal. Which pretty much would be funny, too. Because then he just looks pretty weird. He looks like he had a bad hair day. We wouldn't want that now, would we? The color of the hair is a black, shiny color. So in the light, it's very shiny and reminiscent. But in the dark, it's just normal black hair. Which would camouflage into the color black, which is pretty rough. Going over the figure himself, he's pretty cool. He kind of looks like something you really want on your shelf. He's Funko Pop size, so if you have any Funko Pops, that's pretty much his size. That's what I can compare him to. He has those big red cat eyes they always have in the movies, which is pretty scary if you see that outside your window, which you don't want to see because that's honestly creepy. He has the little eyebrow here. They had huge eyebrows. Can I just say that? He has the little stubby nose that all critters have. But I don't want to call them noses. But I feel like I'm just going to call them noses. Because there's no other name for that. He has those wide smile. The wide smile the critters always have. And they have so much sharp teeth. The color of the teeth and mouth is a maroonish red color. But I like version 0.2 critters' teeth. If you've seen the image of his teeth, it's pretty shiny and red. But this one is okay too, because this kind of looks like he just fed off of something. He is this pale gray color, which is what I love about him. And he has these yellow speckles and stripes. Stripes underneath his chin and eyebrows, and the spots on his nose, cheekbones, and body. And he's pretty dirty between his arms and legs. Now, I'm not saying that the figure I made up dirty. That's how they made it. Okay, I just want to get that out of the way. His claws aren't actually sharp, so don't be afraid of if you're gonna get poked. They're kind of like little stubs that are this yellowish maroon color. Too pretty cool. He has those little wrinkles they always had in the movies, which pretty looks cool. And he has the feet, which are pretty awesome too. They also have the yellow color. It's like a yellowish, brownish, dirty color, if you can add it. And I love how there's no fur here, because this kind of reminds me of the critters from the first movie, where they didn't have fur, but then in the later movies they did. But honestly, putting fur here would have kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it would have ruined the figure, so I'm kind of happy they went with this. Alright, the bottom, it's just the palish gray color. There's a little hole down here, I don't know why, with the code. And I can't say anything about that because, again, there's nothing. But you can see the fur. That's cool. Here he is up close. I'm just going to spin him around so you guys can see him in complete silence. So he's a pretty awesome figure, and if I was a horror fan, I'd have him in my collection to start off with. But he is pretty awesome. If you have version 0.2, well, good for you, because then you can have both of them, and that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure version 0.2 is based off of the other poster where the critters are brown in the forest, and he's based off of the poster that's on the box. That could just be me, but that's just my theory. And do I have any complaints about this? Not really. I don't have any complaints. I just want to say, though, that I'm saying be careful with him because he's very hollow inside. There's nothing inside him. So if you accidentally drop him, he's not going to get dirty. He's not going to crack. Just be very careful with it. He's not a toy to start off with, so don't play with it. Maybe, like, display him. But I'm not displaying him in a box. I'm displaying it on my homemade critters poster, which I made. Thank you very much. I would highly suggest this figure. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 1,000, and 1,000 out of 1,000. Because this figure is pretty awesome. And if you don't have him, and you're looking for another critter toy, I can't say there is. Maybe there is, and maybe I didn't look hard enough, but this is the only thing I've seen that reaches the highest of expectations for any fan of horror or critters. And it's a really cool figure that you should have in your collection. So, I'd suggest get him if you can. I didn't get him off of a Muck Time, I got him off of Amazon, and he's $40, and he was worth it, but just be careful what you pay for. Pay for the good things. And make sure he's not used, make sure he's in good condition, he's fresh like a baked pizza. So there you go, guys, there's my review of the Muck Times Critters. And I have no complaints. He is a pretty good figure, you should have him if you can afford it. And thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on next time. Goodbye.